What is up, my string beans, and welcome back to another episode of Oxygen Not Included here in our Prehistoric DLC. In the last episode, we built this wonderful, nice little condo. We were working on our somnium synthesizer, and we wanted to build a little condo where six dreamers, dreamer one here, where six dreamers lived in this wonderful little condo, and all they did all day, if we look at their schedule that I have set up, for we have three different schedules, is that they dream. They dream all day. That's their job. And we set up the Hydra, and we set this up, and then in between episodes, I realized that we need to cool down like their little food area, this is what I got set up here. It's basically the same exact thing that I have set up over here. Everything nice and cold at a negative 50. But yeah, I got that set up, and then we have this over here, keeping this at negative 26-ish. And for the Hydra, we definitely got it running. I did run into an issue where I tried to start running it, and like oxygen and hydrogen went in here and nothing went over here, and I realized that I needed to prime it first. So I set up like a little airlock right here and went down in there, and I got a gas container. Let me see, a gas emptier, canister emptier, and I put hydrogen in here. After I vented everything out again, I put hydrogen in this cavity, and then I went in this side, and I put oxygen in this side, and it started working. Who's strapped, and why? Oh shit! No, that's not what I wanted to do. No, stop! Oh no, that's a secret. Let's see here. That's what we're going to be working on today. I did not mean to actually have it built. I just wanted to plan it out. But yeah, we had the dreamers coming in here, and I've had dreamer one in here. She's been producing 12 dream journals, but I wanted to make sure that everything was working well, so I had one test subject while everyone... I do need to like deconstruct a lot of this stuff then. Whereas like all the other dreamers are just hanging out in here until I realize that, or until I find out that everything is going to be good for them in here. So I think we actually are ready to start moving the dreamers in there. So we'll go ahead and do that now. We're going to put that dreamer 2 wants to come and get this. And dreamer 3 wants to come and get this one. 4, 5, 6. And then we will put that the dreamers can enter, but they cannot leave. So they will go on and do that. And then same thing with over here. No dreamers allowed. And we're going to move them. We're going to move them out so that hopefully... Oh, that's right. And then I need to give them access to leave. And they cannot come back in. We're kicking you out of here, and we're moving you into your new condo. So let's see if I can get them to go on out, because then I also need to get them out of their suits. So I will... Oh my god. We're gonna go right here real quick, and we're gonna unequip suit, and you will unequip suit as well. Unequip clothing. No, I just want you to unequip suit. There you go. And then Dreamer 3 can unequip their suit. Dreamer 6, unequip your suit. You don't need suits where you're going. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there should be the next one. Dreamer 4. Let's unequip your suit. Why is there no unequipped suit here? I'm gonna unequip suit. There we go. And you'll get a small little debuff. And ooh, dreamers, that is not... You are going to specifically be Dreamer 2. Dreamer 2, Dreamer 2. Dreamer 2 sleeps there. Dreamer 3 is there. 4 goes here. 5 goes here, because I need everything in order, right? And then number 6, you have no bed now. Number 6, assigned. There you go. Go sleep in your beds. And I thought I told you guys to do that. Because you cannot... There you go, there you go. There you go, you guys. Look at you all. So they're all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're all where they need to be. And now let's put them all on their schedule. We're going to do in order. So we're going to have 1 and 2 over here. We're going to have 3 and 4 on this one. 3, 4, and 5, 6 over here. 5, 5, 5 right there. 6. There we go. So now 5 and 6 should be hanging out while everyone else is dreaming. And I already got oxygen. We have a good amount of oxygen coming in, and it's going to the somnium synthesizer. And then here's for all the dupes. And now it's sleepy time. Everyone be dreaming. And we're going to go dream journals. Copy, paste. So I actually probably need to fill this up with like 5 kilograms. And we got our first set of dream journals coming on in. And this... Oh, we need to activate that? Whoops, my bad. This whole entire time. Yeah, so we need to fill that... Oh my god, I'm so annoyed. Maybe I can... I have an idea. We're going to deconstruct these. We're going to move... We're going to move the refrigerator right here, and the water cooler will go here, because I keep having this issue. I want... Until I figure out how to actually set up the automation pretty well to order food, it's going to come over here to this guy, and it's going to order food, but I don't want it to keep sending it, right? I don't want it to keep sending it until the barbecue gets there, activating the weight plate, and then turning it off. I want it to like, hey, we're empty, so it sends a green signal for like a certain amount of time, and then it's off, because that should then fill it. So I need to figure out some automation to try to do that, and until then, I want to allow people in here, but the problem is that they keep frickin' coming to use the table. Oh, these guys are all supposed to be able to come into here. Let's go. Everyone can come in here. It's that I need to block off these 2 rooms because they keep trying to frickin' do shit in there. But yeah, here we go. Did you activate it? Why is this not... Does it... Oh, here we go. We're doing something. Maybe they need to be put in there, like, manually for the time being. Because I think this should be able to put it in there. Oh, whoops. Okay. Let's set up this thing, and then the water cooler goes in here. Is this even a freaking... This is just a mess all now. We need to put the water cooler back in here. And we'll grab the automation wire right there, right there. No power. Okay, good. So that way, we can... Who's trapped now? What are we doing? Why would you do this? Why would you go in there? I seem to always have this problem where, like, they go in there for some fucking reason. I actually don't want anyone to enter this fucking room. This room is literally only so that... Actually, I don't care about the dreamers. This room is only so that this thing has access to put it in there. So let's double check on the dreamers. We're going to deactivate this. We disable building. And this needs to be barbecue. And we're only going to put like 5 kilograms worth of barbecue in here. Good job, dreamers. You guys are dreaming real good. There you go. And now, now what I can do is, we can decline your guys' access. Actually, that was good. That was actually good. You guys can only go that way. And now, you guys can only go out. Because they should be able to stand right here and put barbecue in there. And then they won't be able to get on in there. So let's press that. Huh. How are we doing? Why are you not picking up them dream journals? Okay, you guys obviously need to not be able to come in here as well. Oh my god, you guys are loud. Okay, and then you as well. You freaking dream journal. Can you... There we go. Oh, it's not... That's it. It's not doing it because these motherfuckers get the job to do it. So they just need jobs. Anyway, so today... we've just been staring at that. Our plug slug thing has been working out really well. You can see our power is really full. These bad boys have been working only like 42% in the last 5 cycles. These guys have been working 0%. So that's cool. But we now need to start working on our rocket program, and we have small petroleum engines and no petroleum. So now we're going to make a petroleum generator, a petroleum boiler. Yeah, we're going to make a petroleum boiler, which that's what I was doing here, but they beat me to it. And we need to get into here. We're going to deconstruct these. And we're going to be building a petroleum generator that I saw from Echo Ridge. He's pretty cool. I really like watching him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So like that. But then we're gonna -2. Wait. Yeah, so then -2. So right there. That's where I want it. Okay. So we're gonna build a petroleum petroleum boiler that is going to use artificial heat, meaning like a lot of petroleum generators, so actually what I really want is to just like build this whole thing first. I'll build the whole shell and then we'll suck it out. So yeah, a lot of petroleum generators, god damn, why did I say generator? Petroleum boilers. They will use... Yeah, these guys, this is the starving chamber. You guys are supposed to starve in here. Sorry, not sorry. They will use like a volcano of some sort to have the heat so that it could generate all the petroleum. Or, god damn it, transform all the petroleum, right? But we don't have a volcano, and I don't really want to put this thing, what is the height of this thing anyway? 18 by 12. Can I put that in here? No, but that's the thing. I don't want to. I don't want to put it in there. So I want to put it in here. Okay. Sure, I understand. You guys need all your little guys. And so we're going to make our own heat. And we're going to do that with some good old wonderful aqua tuners. I gotta come see how everyone's doing. While at the same time making sure no one dies, being trapped and stuff. There you go, Somnium Synthesizer. I think we just got it up and running. Okay, Somnium Synthesizer. Let's watch this little thing. Meeting the initial quota of dream content as this triggered a surge of electromagnetic activity. All duplicates everywhere. If we can keep it fueled with dream journals, we'll reap the benefits. So let's unlock the maximum aptitude. And we got our little model plane. So now we can grab that model plane and we put it over here and say, model plane, please. And now, because we are getting this, what the fuck? What the hell is happening here? That was weird. Dream, you guys can all go in there. And you guys can all go in there. And that was kind of weird. Yeah, so like we're keeping it stocked like that. Okay, that was actually really weird. But now you can see that we are shoving a lot of oxygen into this guy. Hopefully it will be enough. And if we look at any of our little duplicates, we're gonna look at whoever I can see first. This one, our soul. We'll see, we look into his bio, and we will see that nothing is happening. Oh, we see a +5. Wait, how come it should be +5 to everything? Is it different for bionic dupes? Let's look at a normal dupe, I guess. Hadiana. No, you're bionic as well. Purple puddle nut. Oh, I guess you don't get... Oh, not cuisine and medicine, then, I guess. I don't know. Like, a bunch of things. I thought it was everything got +5, but you can see that, like, piloting gets +5 for the maximum aptitude. Machinery gets 5 maximum aptitude. Athletics. Science. But I guess cuisine, nothing's going to increase that. Or medicine. Strength goes up +5. Not creativity, not this, and not husbandry. Okay. So I thought that it was gonna be... Ooh. Oh, maybe it's just like flicking on and off because I can't supply enough oxygen? Uh-oh. Not enough oxygen. I may need to rethink this. I did kind of think that this was not gonna work because this is technically only enough for 10 duplicates. Because of this throughput here. Okay, we'll have to come back to the drawing board. But today's episode, I want to be about this freaking boiler. So let's get this going on in here, and then we're gonna start sucking out all the goodies. I'm gonna start sucking out all the goodies in here, as usual. We will do, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll go like this. And let's get some ventilation and say, fuck you. And get that bitch on out. Let's get some wire up in here as well. Just like that to suck everything out. So the goal though is we're gonna make a nice little chamber right here. And we're gonna fill that with 2 thermal aqua tuners. That's not powering, is it? Okay. And then in this chamber, we're gonna have another chamber right here. And in this one, we're going to have we're gonna have this liquid tepidizer. Because what we're gonna do here, if you look at the liquid tepidizer, this thing produces 4064 KD2s. That's a fucking shit ton. These little fuckers can only produce about 600. We'll even round it up to 600. So that's only 1200 between the two of them. So this thing produces more heat, while this thing is gonna try to cool down stuff. So what we'll be doing is we will set up a... I guess we'll do it out of steel, right? Like that? No! How about we just wiggle? Like that. So we're gonna wiggle. We're gonna wiggle around in there. And we're gonna have some fluid go on in here. And it's going to absorb all of the heat that this liquid tepidizer is making, which this liquid tepidizer can only get things up to, I think, 75 degrees. No, not the... We need the liquid tepidizer. No, fuck me. I think yeah, see, look, there's an overheat temperature of 125 anyway, but somewhere it says that it'll only heat up the liquid to 75 degrees. So as it heats it up to 75 degrees, it'll then come over here and it'll cool it down, you know, of course, excreting its heat into this chamber right here, which is going to be steam. And then we're going to have the boiler. It's going to be like right above. So let's continue on with these pipes, and we want insulation, or we want to come into here and then just like go directly in there. Just like so. Do we want to continuously use it? Because then we can have liquid just standing still. We don't need it to be continuously flowing. It's that we want these things working on demand. Yeah, we want these things working on demand, not the liquid working on demand, if that kind of makes sense. And then what we're gonna do, because this is 1200 each and 960, like we're getting a lot of freaking power requirements here. So we're just going to hook up outside transformers. I'm always lost. I'm always so lost on these freaking large transformers. Because I think like because the thing about these large transformers is that they transfer 4,000, but these wires are only 2,000. So, oh, actually, no, it'll only be pulling 1,200, so that's okay. And then we'll use another one, third one. Oh, we do need to come over here and we need to power the door, which there will be metal plates here and then the door. So actually, let me see. Mechanized airlock, right? Mechanized airlock is going to go right here, and it's going to be made out of steel. And let's go ahead and we're going to do this. Deconstruct these so that you can get in here, and we don't need these. So this will be the way in and out, right? We just vacuumed all this crud out. Let me check on my dreamers. Yeah, this like lack of oxygen is going to be pretty annoying. I'll have to figure something. I'll have to like come in here and get a third pump. But stupid. But until then, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave that. And then we're gonna get this guy. And this will power this dude, and will also power a pump. Because this is where... And we're going to build everything out of steel, because everything in here is fucking hot. Make sure to pick up all the trash. And then let's go ahead and build these 2 tiles out of steel, and these 2 tiles out of steel. And then we need to fill this up with water so that it'll turn into steam. And we also need to fill this up with water. So we'll go ahead and do... Sure, whatever. Why are you taking like 28 years to build whatever the fuck you're building there? God damn it, this is not, I always forget, this is not how it's supposed to go. Okay, let's deconstruct these guys. I need to build it. I need to build these up this way. These need to go right here. Then we need the transformers. Eventually. And we need power in the top. Power in the top, so that means right there. And power in the top, so it goes right there. Power in the top goes right there. So then this is good. And then this needs to hop over. And this needs to hop over. Hop, hop. There we go. That should be good. And then we'll start getting some water up in this bitch. Water. Enable auto development. 9. Copy. Paste, 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 paste. Oh. Not you. Not you. Okay, let's try this again. That's why. I was like, I was thinking that I needed to do, like, mesh tiles. But then I was like, why? And this is why. But we can start putting water in this bitch. We'll fill it up. Got steel, steel, steel. Okay, so these things, you don't need to be working. So let's turn you off. Need the liquid tepodizer. So here's what we're gonna need. We're gonna need a thermosensor. Oh, we don't need this. We don't need this shit in here anymore. Copy these settings. Paste right there. We don't need the ventilation. We don't need this power. That's all gross in here. We took everything out. Okay. Fill this thing up. And this will need to be filled up to here. Damn, you guys are efficient. When you all work together. Alright, we need some automation. We need the thermosensor. I want to sense inside this room. And if this room is ever a certain temperature below, then we're going to turn these on. And then we're going to set up a thermosensor here. Once this thing's gone, we're going to set up a thermosensor there, and that's going to say, hey, this room isn't hot enough, pump some heat into there. And then we can set up a thermosensor. I think this will just always be running. Let me see what old Echo Ridge put. Yeah, I think he put a thermosensor as well. Because we are kind of copying his wonderful build, and we'll see. We'll get to see it in action. Oh, water doesn't go there. Oh, nope. My bad. Go ahead and deconstruct that. Keep filling that bad boy over the water. We'll deconstruct this one so you can get in there and build that. But let's see what he got going on here for that liquid tepodizer. Liquid tepodizer! Oh, let's pick up some trash. Well, also what we can do is, I don't believe that we'll be needing to be in this room anymore. Oh, wait, yeah, we will. We need to figure out where the, we have to make sure there's going to be a liquid meter valve, because we need to meter how much liquid be coming up in this bitch. And it will come over here, and we will be getting all the temperature. Hold on, let me see. So if it's going to be like this, then I really want Hold on, let's start with this side. There we go. That looks fine. And then this needs to come over here. Or instead of steel, let's make it out of aluminum. Wait, what is this? Are you going to overheat? When are you gonna melting point 660? Okay, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay, buddy. And then we're gonna come over here. Yeah, let's build all of this stuff first. So you guys can get in there. And while we're doing that, let's look at what he's setting up this thing for. He's setting up a thermosensor for the tepidizer. And I want to see what he decides to put the tepidizer for. I think he wants the tepidizer to turn on, like, if it's below, like, I don't know, 50, maybe? Let's see, what do we got going on here? Oh, then we're gonna need... Oh, kinda lagging. First of all, we need oil. We're gonna send oil down this way. Oil will come this way. Sure. And it'll hop over. It'll hop over here. And oil goes up in this bitch. Then we can get some power over here. And how are we going to get... We're going to get the petroleum. We're going to suck out the petroleum. This way. And it'll come over here. Because all inputs need to be on the left. So if we get this over here. Petroleum goes this way. Petroleum goes up. And then we'll get petroleum over here. So then we'll do this guy. Petroleum this way. Petroleum up. So let's follow this back. Where do we go? We get petroleum over here. Oh, oil goes that way. Petroleum this way. And oil, oil. There we go. Beautiful. And then we gotta turn these guys off real quick. So we don't overflow. Oh, actually, I need to stop you guys. That's actually a lot of fucking water. That's gonna be a problem? Maybe? Let's just go ahead and stop. I think that'll be okay. I hope so. Let's turn all this off. We have power for you, and we have this. We do want to put in a little bit of automation to make sure that we have like a reservoir here, so that the oil coming in cools down our reservoir. So we're gonna go a hydro sensor, and we're not gonna turn you on until we have some petroleum all built up in here. And then I think we are good. So then we should be able to do this. Oh, wait. That's right. He set up a thermo aqua tuner. And he has it to, if it's ever below 30, then it's going to turn on. So I guess we can do that. If the temperature of this water is ever below 30, turn on. Oh, dreamers. You guys are doing stuff, but yeah, it's literally just the oxygen that I'm lacking. I gotta get another little oxygen guy. But we do technically have enough, it'll produce enough for 8. We'll even go 8. 8 times 3, 2400. So that's 2400 kilo. No, 24,000? 24,000. Wait, no, 2400. Oh my god, 2400. And 2400 a second. And these little guys need 100 a second, and this needs 500 a second. So between the 6 here plus the 5 there, that's 1100, and these can produce enough. It's just that my throughput isn't enough, so I have to come in and add like another little guy. Okay, so if this is ever below 30, we will send a green signal. And then I think we're good here, because all this heat is going to come in here. So can I cap this off? Let me see. Also, why is this like powered? This shouldn't be powered. Do you have power? Power available? You say you're... Oh, you're not hooked up. I thought I built you. Go. And then I don't have... No, I do have... that. This just never received power, so that's why it's all fucking silly. But let me see. We have to build this, like, a certain way. So let me see. Water's gonna come into here, and we'll fill it. We'll fill it from this side into there. So water will go into here, and it'll... Oh, that's not supposed to be like that. These guys are supposed to be insulated. We want the steel in here, only in this room, or else it'll heat up our freaking insulation. So it'll go through there, but this will turn off. Yeah, once this is... If this is below, like, 600 degrees, then we'll turn these on. Okay. I didn't really need to come in here. I could have just gone like this. It's just gone right there. So we're gonna... Actually, we're gonna leave it. Because I need that little spot so that I could get liquid in there. Before I seal it up, I'm double checking that we have everything kind of set. So this is gonna power this one and this. And then we don't need anything over here, and we don't need anything over here. This is going to power this guy, and this is going to power these two things and that. And I believe that should be good. I think we seal this bitch up. And that's going to be a lot of fucking water to like turn into steam. That needs to go right there. And then we build... Oh, you know what? No. Yes. While we're in here, let's go ahead and build a bunch of temp shift plates. Utilities. Yeah, we're gonna go right there. And then a temp shift plate here. And we don't really need... You know what? Might as well, right? Everything gets temp shift plates. How are we doing with everything else? Oh, our plastic's doing well. So I did have a problem. This thing kind of failed me a little bit, making sure that the temperature of this room was below 125. And we ended up getting steam in here. But I don't know, it's fine. The rest of it fucking works. I think if you're gonna be doing this and be using this kind of method, you should have a steam room specifically for this, so that you're not fluctuating the temperatures in this room. Whereas like this room is used for my refineries, so it does have problems fluctuating around. Where's my boiler? Here it is. So we finished with all these. Let's go ahead and cover this bitch up. And if the temperature is ever below 600, we're going to turn these on, meaning that we're dumping heat into the room, and the liquid is just going to get cooled down, and the liquid will never really go above 75. So we're okay. We're okay with that, and this will continuously heat. All right, let's cover this up, and then we need to. We'll start to cover this, because this is all I really need. Oh. That stupid ladder is gonna fall. So actually, we're gonna do this first. Collect up all the stuff. And I think I actually put the liquid lock in a wrong location. I should probably put it over here, because we're gonna have something like this. So I should probably put I'll put the liquid lock over here. Like that. And then they can come up right there. So let's put a new liquid lock right over here, which means that I'll have to come in here and make it a vacuum. We got to do this very carefully. We'll continue building everything over here, because like they're gonna build themselves out of like the area. Once we have this, then we'll fill up some more water, and we can continue moving on with our lives. And then we are also going to need clean that up, clean everything up. Okay, let's continue on with the water. Copy, paste, paste. And I want to fill up the water to this area right here. Okay, we got this. Let's go ahead and copy, paste. Food has decayed. Rotting barbecue for my little guys, for my little dreamers. Nice, fill up that barbecue. There's so many dream journals there. We're doing good on dream journals, I believe. Just not the oxygen. Yep. So all we're doing is waiting on this to be filled. And we can actually go ahead and build that, and they'll jump over. That's fine. No, we'll just do that last. And then what we did need was a thermosensor, so that we make sure that there's enough temperature right here. So we're going to transfer this temperature from here to there. Build that little guy. More water. And what are we going to fill this with? Let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to get some plumbing. We're going to get a bottle drainer. And this will drain its bodily fluids. Do we have everything for the oil? Oil comes over, jumps. And then it'll trickle in and make its way over. Petroleum will come back down. Then petroleum comes over here, over there. Petroleum here. Petroleum. Nice. Yes, everything is good for this. And then I'll probably use ethanol? Well, let me see. No, because it'll never get above 75. At least it shouldn't. But we can make sure that, well, what about polluted? Polluted water. Because polluted water, I don't think it'll ever... Ooh, that's new. Off gas. It'll... Oh, neat. Oh, okay. Whoa. Chill. We now need to deconstruct some things. There we go. We're now in the vacuum, and then we can close this one off. Vacuum. And then this will be a vacuum. Nice, perfect. So then we can close this one up. And this will be our new liquid lock. So you guys can get in and out of here. Which means we don't need this one. And we can start to close this up. Okay. Yep, these things are very sensitive. So you gotta go slow. Make sure trash doesn't end up anywhere you want. And I want this full of water. I know I could build this over like this and it'll be good, but I do want this full of water because oh my fucking god, there's some goddamn. I think I can get that piece of diamond out of there. I think so. Because I think they can stand here and pick up things down there. So, oh shit. So, pick that up and pick that up. Yes, yeah, we can get that. Pick that up now, please. Because I wanna cover this up. They can get that, right? Oh my god. No? Can we not? Because I will cry. Can we get it in the corner? We're doing everything we can to see if we can get it. Meanwhile, we're still kind of fucking this up if we can't get it. Can we get this little piece of trash? What if I go like this? Then will you come and get it? Oh my god. Okay. We're gonna deconstruct this. Everyone stop. Because I cannot and will not allow debris to be in here. Because it will bother me so many. And I know a bunch of water is going to go in there, but honestly, it doesn't really matter because as long as this thing keeps heating up, it's just going to take longer to heat up, really. Oh, you know what? It's probably because of something like this. Oh, I could have gotten it done. Soda fountain's lacking carbon dioxide. You'll be okay. So I don't need this shit anymore. See, look, now they're gonna come and get it, right? Yeah. Oh, I feel real dumb. Okay, cover that back up. Well, suck that up. We're gonna pick this up too. Build these out. Did I build out to here? Is that what's going on? And then this way, and then this way. Then let's get that. Yeah, there's too much water in there. But it's just gonna be a bunch of steam. Copy, paste, paste. Construct that piece. We're gonna put that we want this right here. And we want plumbing to drop this off right here. Then we'll pick this up. Always gotta pick up the trash. Me, I'm the trash. Make sure nothing drops in there. Pick up all that good stuff. Yeah, keep filling this bad boy up. Pop that. Pick that up, pick that up. Pick everything up in here, please. Close that up. Getting a bunch of liquid in here. And then we'll do insulated. All the way there. Well, let's see. How many does Echo have? How many pieces? One, two. He only has 3? Okay. So let's go like 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 4. Petroleum boiler. We'll put this at a high. And we'll go 10, because it does go by kind of fast. Do we have barbecue? We don't have barbecue. They've eaten all the barbecue. Let's give them some tender brisket. How have you guys eaten all of it? They need 10 kilograms of tender brisket. Am I making enough food? I think that's something that I didn't really think about before I started these guys. And that's something a little scary. Deconstruct. Copy settings. Paste. Paste. We'll build all this. And then we'll deconstruct these guys and build a thing right there. And then build a thing. And then build that. And then we should be good to go. And actually, once we complete this, we should be good to go in getting some polluted water in here. So we'll cap this off. Polluted water. Google auto bottle. If this is ever below 600, do that. If this is ever below 30, turn on. Okay. And we can go ahead and hook that power up. And then we'll deconstruct all these guys. And this. So this will just honestly start getting steam going. That's all we really want. So then we'll deconstruct these guys because we're going to be building ourselves out of it, going up this way. And, you know, there's Echo Ridge has talked about how he does like to leave 2 tiles so that he can come and do maintenance, but I would rather suffer and have it look the way that I want. So let's see how this is going. Water is getting cooled down by 28 degrees. And it is bringing this temperature down, the temperature of this water, right? No, the water is 75. Maybe I put too much water in here. I gotta make sure... No, okay, it does. It keeps coming back at 52. I was like, I have to make sure this water doesn't freeze, but it goes in at 24, and it comes out at 52. Rather, like a lot. Rather goodly? God, I can't talk words. Words are hard, okay? So we're gonna do like this. You're gonna pick that up, good. So build all that. I hope no one gets stuck in there. We do have to watch our food because I'm scared that we're not producing enough meat. Wait, how's our dirt production? Okay, we're doing good on that. So that's good. These guys should be... Oh my god, there's too many fucking pips. Oh my god. There's a bunch of goddamn pips. I need to figure something else out for this freaking pip room. Or, like, I can't keep setting the pipsqueaks in here. Also, there's meat in here. And why is this closed? Why are you closed? Because you're not getting a green signal, because this isn't getting a green signal, because there's no animal in there. Okay. How are we doing? How are we doing? So now we build that one. And as long as this doesn't, like, freeze, which the freezing point of this polluted water should be, what, -20? So I think we'll be okay. Look at all you guys. I'm so scared for you all. You're all gonna get so stuck. Sonia, move. Move for me, will ya? Okay. So if we close that off, we should theoretically be good. So I want to see all of this turn into steam, thus heating up the room, heating up this tile, and keep going. And then we'll be able to start pumping in some liquid. But let's figure out what we got going on. You guys don't drop meat. You guys drop meat very rarely, as these guys kind of just die in here. They just starve, and then you'll drop meat. These pips will drop meat over here, but we need a lum to go in there in order to give us this meat. But there's like a bunch of pips in here. Why are there so many pips in here? Unreachable move. Okay. So I think I just gotta let this thing go until we're up to like 600 degrees. Which I want to get up to 600 to make sure that this heat room has enough heat in it that it could pump heat out like as it needs to in there. So while we're working on that, let's work on trying to get an additional pump in here. And I hate how it's gonna look, but oh well. We're gonna get another pump in here, right here, maybe? Or should it be like this? And it just pumps directly over here. I think we're gonna do it right there. So that means we need this, which means we need that. And we will get some plumbing. Oh, actually, you guys need to build that, because we're gonna make a vacuum and then get in there with another gas pump, just like that, which means the power will need to come over here, right there. And the potential load should be okay, because none of this should be on. And then we'll get... What did I say it was going to be? Is it get? No, okay. You don't need to be right there, but we are going to pump oxygen this way? Like this? And you need a little guy. You need one of those. Okay, and then like that. Let's get you some water. Let's check on this thing. Are we steam? So we're steam, and we're a lot of steam. I just knew it, you know, because I put so much fucking water in there. We got fucking 687 kilos. Oh my god. It's just gonna take a while to get up to the temperature that I need it to be. And like, look at this water in here. This water is not even It's only 50 degrees. So this liquid temporizer is not going to work like as much. Which means we can deconstruct this, because this liquid loop is good. What we can do is fill this with oil, and we're gonna put, yeah, let's fill this with oil. But we're not gonna like turn it on per se. So we're gonna go ahead and just send the whole goddamn thing. $500 kilograms. How are you supposed to? Oh wait. Is it liquid valve is what I was supposed to build? Hold on. So before this goes any further, let's deconstruct this. And I don't think I even need power there. Because it's not a meter valve, it's just a normal fucking valve. I was like, why can this go so high? How are we doing on this? We're gonna go right there. And then I think I also need some automation to make sure that this doesn't, like, let's see, empty space there, so it needs to go right there. Hello, my puppy. We'll go ahead and do the full 10. Yeah, I don't even need power there. So we're going to deconstruct that piece. And maybe just suffer that there's just like a weird cable right there. And I'm okay with that. But right now, we're just going to fill this bitch up. We're going to fill this bitch up with some oil to like right here. You're all hot, I know. Okay. And then you're at 120. No. We need to do, if you're below this. No, if you're below this. Oh, if you're below this. Okay, open. Yeah, we don't need to be transferring any heat. I want this up to a good temperature. And you just fill this bad boy up. I can't really look away too much. Okay, keep that like that, like that. Everyone's good in your little pajamas. You're dreaming. I'm so proud of you. And we just want to fill this up with like a certain layer. See, the problem with this, though, is that we're going to be... It's like... the problem is that we are using so much power to generate heat, whereas, like... Okay, we can shut it off now. Whereas, like, the other way is obviously going to be better using a heat source, so you're not using power to heat up. But, I don't know, I think this is pretty interesting, so I wanted to try this. This water is getting pretty cold. Whereas we're up to 128. We need to get up to a fat amount. Petroleum. So we need to get up to 500. No, not sour gas. No, we need to get up to 400 because oil at 400 degrees turns into petroleum. But I want this to 600 so that it has like enough heat. It's like a little heat battery. And we will now double check. Oh yeah, let's clean up around the base here. I eventually do want to get all this hydrogen out, and there's a little bit of polluted oxygen around there. What are we doing here? So now this should be a vacuum. And we're making it a vacuum, so when we open this up, we don't disturb the oxygen. I think this was a very handy oxygen layer, but it's okay. I just like to be sure. Yeah, this is gonna look real dumb with like a little jutted out little guy. And I wish I did think about it. I just didn't actually like. It's my fault. Vacuum, vacuum. We want this guy to go right here. So this guy can go right there. And you're in a vacuum, so you can't suck up anything. So then we are in a vacuum, right? Okay. So then we can deconstruct these guys. And you need power. And we clean that up. Why are you... You should be... Oh, because it's like 36 degrees in here. You should be getting reed fiber. There we go. So now we should be getting enough oxygen to this thing at all times. Now we can close this off. But what I do want to do is I do want to cool down this whole place because it's kind of warm in here. And it's gonna be warm because of the fucking water. Oh, you know what? No. I can't really run this through here because this is gonna cool down the oxygen down to like -20. We don't want that. But I think we are 100% on this thing. One thing that we should do though is make it to where these little fucking boogers can't get in here. So here's what we'll do. First of all, clean everything. Power, set up one of those. Cancel sweeping. Keep that exactly where it is. And then we will do... You don't have to do an insulated, just do mesh. Mesh everywhere. Mesh all around. I want mesh all in this place. We'll even do this. Nice. Just mesh all around for you, baby. There we go. So yeah, I just had to make sure the throughput was enough. I fucked that up, you know? So that I just want a stock of fucking dream journals up in here. There we go. These guys will live happily ever after once I situate their temperature. Temperature and food. Those are the next two things that I gotta get. But this, we can deconstruct all this nonsense. And then we'll go back and double check on our... Oh, this needs like a little guy like that. Yeah. Go ahead and get these things taken care of so these guys don't die. Not that though. How are we down here? 155. Okay, we're almost there. And we can deconstruct this. Do the plumbing for these guys. Oil comes in here. Petroleum comes out here when it's up to here. If it's ever above 100. We'll go 100. Okay. These metal tiles are doing really good. I like this. This is just a waiting game. Because look at that. So this water will forever be 30 degrees basically. While these guys are always coming in at negative. Ooh, that's spooky. Let's do this to 50. Yeah. Because that was getting too close. Because I know it says polluted water freezes at what, neg 24 or something like that, neg 20. Ooh, that was really spooky. We don't want it to be neg 20. So we want this water to forever be 50 degrees. I mean, maybe 45. Be forever 45, so that way when it comes through, it'll only get cooled down to like 20. Okay. Good thing I came back and looked at that thing. How are we doing? Someone left trash in my Somnium synthesizer room. So pick up that trash. But now with this little cage around it, they won't come in here to try to get the dream journals. Clean up all that stuff. Clean up that fucking rock. Clean this up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't look like it's even, but it's even. There you go. So now we're getting 100% uptime on our awesome ass aptitude thing. That goes right there. This goes here. This looks kind of stupid, but oh well. And now we need a temperature control room, which like we can just do right here. Why can't this go right here? Liquid ports cannot overlap. Oh. So, there. So, like, what if I do... Also, am I losing... I'm fucking up with the temperature right here, right? Yeah. Oh, well. That one I don't really care too much about. But I do want to get this body temperature... The body temperature going. Right now, the food is fine. We've taken. Ooh, we are going up in food. I think we're at 801. But the food is going to be okay because I do have this temporarily. But let's figure out the temperature. Do I have to set up another fucking one of these guys and set up like regulating? Because there's no like we can set up some regulation right here, or do we run it through the oxygen, keeping the oxygen cool? I think we do that. And we can do it over here. It's just we're gonna have to get in there again. I'll do that off camera. I don't want to fucking do that now. But we will keep looking at this thing. And we're up to 45 degrees, which means this comes in at -6 at the most. And it grabs all that heat and then comes in at 21. Goes to -6. See, that's a good range because this won't have to work as much, right? We're at like little 45 degree here, and this will not have it go down to freezing range. So this is gonna take a fucking while. I would love to show it on camera, but I believe this should work. This like theoretically is gonna work. And then we'll just like. You just have to be really careful with how you're flashing it into petroleum. You got to go kind of slow, right? You don't want it to overheat. Because I am going to have this at 600, that's why you got to be careful not to pump too much heat into these tiles so that your petroleum... So your petroleum doesn't flash. So it is like a good amount of temperature difference. You have 400 to 538. You don't want sour gas, but you do want to make sure that we're getting enough solid crude oil, that we're getting enough to where we can flash it. Let's see. And then we have these guys going on. We're doing pretty good. How are we on the power? Because I know we're eating through a lot of fucking power. Somnium synthesizer is still going, and we have plenty of dream journals. In fact, we have so many dream journals, I think we can add on some more downtime for these kids so that they're happier. So that they're not having to dream as much. And we'll see what that does. Because right now we're getting access of dream journals. Is that all of the points of... No, the story traits? I believe so, right? Look at all that power we're making. Nice. And all the babies... All the babies will go from here into here. And until they die, they'll make us power. And that's pretty much what we got going on there. Uh-oh. Egg. Why is there an egg there? Oh, I don't think any... Why is this not working? What is this? Okay, eggs can't go here. I need to fix that by doing one of those. But we got a raw egg. So that's interesting. Let's go ahead and cook up omelets. Forever. We might try to get an additional food source. Because we do want more duplicates, obviously, right? But judging off of the fact that this is increasing, or is this only increasing due to the fucking plant meat? Which we don't really care about the plant meat. So really, I'm looking at that tender brisket being 366,000. That's what we really have to watch out for. What are you guys doing? Did you guys... Oh, you guys did your... Yeah, look. Temperature... Alright, these will be some things that I work on in between episodes. I'm going to work on the temperature control. Yeah, I'll work on temperature control, and I'll work on making sure that our petroleum boiler is doing, right? I gotta wait till that gets up to 600, then slowly start injecting heat into this room to where it can flash into petroleum and it'll fucking counterflow that way. But we can get into it, because we do have this. We can get rid of this. Actually, keep all liquid locks until it's flowing exactly how we want. Eventually, at some point, I do want to tap into this. This is why I kind of enjoy this little guy right here, but I do want a bunch of steam turbines here so that we are taking heat from the core and we're powering our base. But those will all be future episodes that hopefully you guys will be excited for. Look at this little guy. He's freaking jamming out. Yeah, giving him that additional little downtime was pretty good. But yeah, those will be additional things that we do in later on episodes, and hopefully you guys will be coming to check that out. And until then, you know, stay stringy.